Greetings on our channel. Today at the studio, Casas, and he would tell us about his project, which called Shelpin. He's founder of Leon Blockchain Hub.
Hi, Kostiantyn. Good morning.
Good morning.
Very nice to be here with you. It's like in this incredible country, enjoying blockchain UA, and I'm so happy to have the opportunity of being here with you and share our work and our philosophy and the path that we think that we can add something good for our society and world. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. So could you tell, please, about your project?
Shelpin, it's the mixing of the word shop and help. So it's very easy. It's helping others while you do your regular shops. And this is a very simple idea that I had like 15 years ago, because I have been convinced that marketing, publicity, and all these forces that are operating in our society could serve humans. There must be a way in which we can alienate the interests of companies and people for the greater good. So this has been like the base of my thinking about this project. Like, I don't even remember the number of years, but 20, I don't know. So I was like working in the corporate world for like 17 years in Leon, in my town, and in different cities to get prepared, to learn like the rules of the game, and when I felt prepared, trying to play otherwise. And that moment came in May of 2016, and it was really funny because 1 week after I quit my job, I discovered blockchain technology. I got crazy. I got completely crazy, like all of us, I guess. But it was like, okay, so it's not only that we will be able to take funds from the brands to put it to social projects, but we will be able also to keep the auditability and transparency and all the trust that that money is in reality generating a positive impact. So I stopped the development of the project and I started traveling, knowing people, learning, and integrating in the international communities, and most important, building a community. Because I really think that you should first build the community and then the platform. Otherwise, for me at least, maybe because I'm not a technical guy, maybe if I would have been a coder, in 3 months I would have made a platform with some friends. But as it is not my profile, I have been building and working these 2 years in parallel in those fronts, like building the community, knowing people, learning, testing operative, technological, and business models, and also founding Leon Blockchain Hub. Leon is a little city, a beautiful little city in the north of Spain. And when I discovered blockchain technology, I was like, wow, I have to find some people in Leon that knows about blockchain.
So you have a team? Yeah.
And nobody. And nobody in Leon knew 2 years ago. So I had like 2 options. I could go out and to Barcelona, to Madrid, whatever, take my family and look the talent and the team I needed to build Shelpin, or bring blockchain to Leon. And that's where I'm trying 2 years ago. Now we are a lot of people. We have like an association with almost 500 members, and we are working with the university, with the town hall, with the National Cybersecurity Institute, and with all the actors involved in innovation and entrepreneurship to make blockchain an opportunity of an economical development for our region. And at the same time, it has been very good for me, for my project, for Shelpin, because that action has allowed me to know a lot of people, to come here. First time I came to Kyiv, I came to speak at Blockchain Way about how to make growing a region through blockchain technology. So it's like I have the feeling that everything is getting like alienated. And now you were asking me before if I have already a team, and I don't believe in teams. If we are going to a decentralized society, the traditional relations of working and projects should be redefined. I believe in communities. Of course, you have to have a core part of the community that is like setting objectives and so on. But I am inspiring myself in the cathedral and the bazaar. That is like key part of the open source development. And if you can make a peer-to-peer reviewing some lines of code or whatever, why can't you do the same with a financial budget, with a marketing plan, with all the functions of a business, like trying to build like open source, social impact business models. So this is an experiment, I know. I really know we are going to work in a very, not very traditional way. Like, it's like you have some tasks to fulfill the objectives, and people will voluntarily join and apport their work to that task, and they will get rewarded via the value that the others perceive in their contributions. So I think we should move forward in this kind of relationships, because if we look around, the most successful projects are those that are based, for example, in the wisdom of the crowd. When you are able to attract people that share your vision and that can give you ideas, can make you like give you real good stuff and thinking and knowledge. Why should you just have a financial director and all your financial decisions will be like channeled through this person? And also this person, if he's good at finance, why he's tied like 8 hours a day or whatever to a same company? We have technology now. We have distributed possibilities of working remotely from all over the world. So it's like this is another, Shelpin itself, it's like somehow a big experiment. And part of this experiment is this way of working. And even though I know it's an experiment, I want to know the result. I can't stay like watching and doing nothing. So that's the part that maybe has cost me more to make it in my inner side, to try to forget about those traditional labor relationship, but not only the labor relationships, but also the merchant, the equity relationship and the funding. For example, in Shelpin, we don't want investors, normal investors, because investors want money, and we are not here for the money. It's not that, of course, we have to live, and I like money, like everybody, but the point is like, it's not that bad to want to make a lot of money.
So the system aimed to charity, yeah?
Yes. It's not that bad to be ambitious, to make a lot of money. The point is, what do you want to do with that money? That's the point. So if we achieve to fulfill our vision, we will be generating like billions of euros every year, so that a lot of individuals can make smile a lot of people that he wants. And it's like, that's why I call it a global recirculation system, because when we're talking about redistribution of welfare, it always means that someone takes something from here and put it here, for example. But who, why, where, when, all that question arises. Recirculation of money is more like a natural flow. It's like a lot of little values that are flowing differently and are sent towards different destinies, but by a lot of individuals. So it's like, it's not the concept of wisdom of the crowd, but it's like a lot, thousands, millions of people sending little amounts of money to make good where they want and they think that good is needed.
Okay. And could you tell me 3 aims of this system, of this project? 3 main aims.
The 3 main aims, yeah. Maybe it's going to be like, my main aim is to balance a bit the society. I think that we really need to balance the society, otherwise this is not sustainable. Even though the most high capitalism thought, I think that it's not aware that if we continue like this, with this imbalance in our society, soon there won't be no markets. Because everybody will be so full of hate that I don't know what's going to happen. But if you see to history, how things are going, a lot of people tell us that this is the best time in history and so on. And it could be, but I see maybe because the information technology and because we see a lot of things that we didn't saw before, I'm not that agreeing with that. We are living the best times in history. We can see a lot of injustices all over the world. We can see like a lot of interests fighting, and that's because we are animals. We are wolves. But I love blockchain technology because it has a very, very subtle characteristic, functionality that I think it's able through game theory to shape the behavior of the humans at the long term, of course. But it's like if we are able to redefine how we interact politically, economically, and socially, I think a new system is being built. And I really think that we must do it better now. I don't know if we will be able to agree in what were the errors of the past and how to solve it. But what I'm sure is that we must do it better now, because otherwise I think we are going to like direct to collapse. That's the main aim. It's like, I know it's very broad, but it's like if you make some numbers, for example, I call this the market of gaining and maintaining clients. Only in advertisement, there is like $582 billion spent every year, only in advertisement. Now we have technology, now we have different tools, brands have different tools to connect with their clients. So maybe if I'm worried or concerned about children disability and I'm loyal to a brand, I can make like a social contract with that brand, or I will buy to that brand in return of his giving back to the cause I'm concerned about. So maybe, I hope that in some years there is not that need for so many advertisement, but for so many hearts and good agreements between consumers and brands to make good. So I think it makes sense.
So you think that now society is not ready to this project, yeah?
No, it's ready. Of course, it's ready, and it's not that it's ready. That is the moment, because consumers, the social responsible consumption movement is like rising a lot. Like more than 50% of the people recognize that they have made positive decisions of purchasing to brands that they perceive like socially responsible, and in the other round, more than 50% declare that they have punished a brand that they perceive that they are not socially responsible. And if you look at the lower part of the population, at the lower ages, the millennials and so on, that's get to 80%. So we as consumers, we are already conscious of that, that brands should not only give you a good product and investigate and research, but they must do good, because it's like a way of giving back to society, and it's like a very good way to establish emotional links with the customers. When we live like we are now in a hyper competitive market, that everybody has the same tools, it's proven that the establishing of those emotional links between the brands or the consumers are allowing the brands to survive in this competition. So I think it's a win-win. Also, all the big corps and the big brands, they are spending billions in corporate social responsibility. So I think it makes sense to let the clients also decide where to help. And it's also a way for it's also a way for companies of tying that spending in social responsibility to business objectives. Because the base of Shelpin is that when you buy to a brand, rather than getting miles like in a loyalty point, a loyalty program, you're getting money. There is a percentage of your purchase, so the spending in donations of the company is tied to a business objective. I think it makes more sense than just, I'm not saying that they are throwing away the money, but it's like they take the decision to which cause to support in their board of directors, and if in somehow they're doing it also for being nice to clients, let them decide.
Yeah, that's interesting. And what can you offer to some kinds of fans or enthusiasts of this project to stimulate them to donate, or to stimulate them to
okay, I get you.
Yeah.
Good, very good question. The customer is not paying more, of course, for the purchase. I'm going to put an example. If I buy something of 100 euros and the brand decides to donate 1%, the brand, I will pay 100 euros and $1, €1, sorry, will go integer to the NGO and the brand will get 99. So it's free. It's supposed to be free for the consumer, but it's not free. Because we are asking his attention. We are living in the economy of attention. So we are gamificating the process, making challenges, getting together and creating a strong sense of community around the social causes. We would like to get together communities that are concerned, for example, with children with disability, with animals, with environment, whatever. Unfortunately, there are so many causes to be concerned about. So we get the people together, and for example, I'm going to put an example. Imagine there is like 100,000 people that likes whatever product, and they have like 3 preferred brands. They get together because they share a social concern, and we will allow them to negotiate directly with the brand, joining all that consumption to get the best deal about which one of these 3 brands is going to be the one that gives the most to the common cause that we are concerned about. So this gamification and this involvement is what I hope that makes the people not only the free and the sense of being helping, but it should be like somehow funny. I know this is serious to be funny, but I have found that these gamification dynamics are also a very powerful tool to shape or to modify, or call it like you want, some behaviors. And for example, we have like all kind of rankings that you can see who is in your area, the people that is donating the most to this cause, or the brand that is donating the most. So you can launch challenges to people that sponsor challenge. For example, that if you get this quantity of money this week for the cause that you want, you will receive more money that comes from other brand that wants to get into the system to give to the social cause that you want. I think the best, maybe the magic word, there are so many magic words in blockchain technology, but the ecosystems are built with stakeholders that have different interests, and you have to analyze those interests, see how the interests flow, not only the money, but also the motivations, and then you can draw a scenario in which everybody gets incentivized to raise the common goal. And you don't achieve that just putting in contact the brand with the consumer and donate for free. No. It's much more complex. That's why also I have been 2 years investigating and making interviews and thinking, a lot of thinking, writing, talking to people like we are talking now, hearing criticisms and defending some points, other changes, because I saw that the guy that was telling me that was right. So that's the point that I think that consumers, when we are alive, will appreciate, because it's not only the sense of making something good, but also to make it with a community sense, to make it like with a challenge and think we're humans, we like to play. Yeah. We like to play. So why don't use that like for playing, for making the greater good?
Okay, the last question, where is blockchain, except the charity system, where it will get a lot of distribution, in your opinion?
Where blockchain, rather than, I mean, that's like if we were talking about where internet will have the most adoption in 1993. It's like a so transversal technology that will change the way that we, like we were saying before, that we interact socially, economically, and politically, that I wouldn't dare to say it's going to be in the banking industry, that of course is one of the most affected, or is going to be in the logistics sectors, or it's going to be in the world. This is going to be in the world, not more. It's like It's like when we as humans have the ability of establishing the trust that we need to transact without the need of intermediaries, it's like all these trust provision services, parties like governments, banks, brands, they have a competition now in that trust provision services. And now, in this market, when you have something new that is safer, faster, more efficient, the market moves along. So that's why it's like blockchain technology will get like via the market, like infiltrating in all the layers of our society, economy, and even way of living.
Okay. Did you think about to make a big system, like ecosystem, in which would be some kinds of project like banking, markets, exchanges, medicine system, and everything would work on blockchain, and charity, of course. Not just charity.
I don't know. I think that this is going so fast, and to build like this big system of putting together things is like a point of centralization, and it could be a single point of failure. So I think that is like what I would like is like projects that have their own governance system that are interoperable between them. So maybe I didn't get the question. Could you reformulate it, please?
To make some system, ecosystem, in which you could work not only on a charity project. You could, for example, make some blockchain platforms for governments to make the fee payments, for example, easier.
I mean, for the moment, the project as it is conceived now, I think we have a lot of things to do. So let's first start with this. We're going to start with this. But it's a very nice question because it's like Shelpin, for me, is like the first action for fulfilling like a personal purpose or mission. That is like I told you before, the mission is like putting all that forces and tools that operates in our society to serve humanity. And for example, this identified force is the extreme competition. You have identified that extreme competition. How do you put it to the service to humanity? Because with the ability of establishing those emotional links, you are generating money, putting in value our loyalty to brands.
Okay. Thank you for the interview. Bye.
Thanks, Costa. Thank you very much.